All right, guys, today's video is going to be a little different. It's a special one because I'm diving into the story of how I fell in love with Fallout New Vegas and how that passion eventually led to the creation of this very channel. I've never really shared this before, but I figured it's time to take a chill ride down memory lane. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I tell you the story of my gaming journey that started off in a completely different direction. Let's go back to around 2017 or 2018. Feels like a lifetime ago now. Back then, I was a completely different kind of gamer. Picture this: no PC, no consoles, none of the hardware you'd expect a serious gamer to have. All I played were mobile games. Yep, I was deep in the mobile gaming scene. Clash of Clans, Subway Surfers, you name it. Not exactly what you'd call hardcore. But hey, you play what you've got, right? Then in 2019, I took the leap and bought my very first PC. Now, it wasn't anything special. In fact, let's just call it what it was: a potato, and I mean that in the nicest way possible, but it was a start. I think a lot of casual players can relate to this. When you first get a PC, you don't immediately dive into complex RPGs like New Vegas. Nah, I was playing what most of us probably played at first: Ubisoft games, Rockstar games, etc. I'm talking Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto. But here's the thing. As much as I enjoyed those games, after a while, they started to feel formulaic. I mean, once you've played a few of them, you kind of know what to expect. Climb a tower, unlock the map, liberate outposts. It gets repetitive, right? So I started to feel a little bored, and that boredom led me to branch out into other game franchises. I found myself exploring games like Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid, which opened my eyes to different genres and gameplay experiences. Soon, I was diving into almost everything: RPGs, action adventures, platformers, puzzle games. You name it, I was playing it. I became a sponge for all types of gaming experiences, soaking up everything the industry had to offer. And that's when I hit a turning point. Somewhere along the line, I decided to try Fallout 3. Now here's the thing. I really wanted to like it. But to this day, Fallout 3 just didn't click for me. Don't get me wrong, the world was incredible, but the story and the characters, they didn't grip me. It felt hollow, and I know that's a hot take, but hey, every gamer's got one. So there I was, feeling a little let down by Fallout 3, but something about New Vegas caught my eye. On the surface, it looked just like Fallout 3, but that Western aesthetic, oh man, that pulled me in. I figured, why not give it a try? And wow, did I enjoy the hell out of it. The world, the characters, the choices, it all just clicked. I didn't dive into the DLCs back then, though, because to be honest, I had the attention span of a goldfish. I'd get halfway through a game, then jump to something else. Also, remember, I had a potato for a PC, so I figured that was my stopping point in the Fallout universe. No way this thing could run Fallout 4, right? Well, fast forward a year or two, and I was desperately looking for a solid action RPG. So one day I thought, screw it, let's give Fallout 4 a shot. Maybe it would run. Spoiler alert, it did. It chugged along at a whopping 25 FPS on low settings and indoors. It dropped to a lovely 5-10 FPS. But you know what? I still played it. Because once you get into that world, those FPS numbers don't matter as much as they should. I was hooked. After about 50 hours, I started modding Fallout 4. This was my first real introduction to modding, not just Bethesda games, but in general. And let me tell you, modding became an addiction. I'd wake up, download mods, play with them, and repeat the cycle every single day for months. I ended up sinking nearly 300 hours into that game, and modding was a huge part of why. By this point, I had pretty much played all the games my PC could handle. So I started replaying games I'd already completed. And this is where things started to get really interesting. Here's the thing, when you replay a game, especially after a couple of years, your perspective can change a lot. The gameplay might hold up, but the story or the characters, not so much. For example, I remember thinking Max Payne 2 was this romantic masterpiece, and YouTube videos reassured me that I was right. But when I replayed it, I was like, wait, what? The story was still good, but it wasn't the masterpiece I'd remembered. There were goofy, random characters that felt out of place in such a serious narrative. And it wasn't just Max Payne 2. I replayed Telltale's The Walking Dead, which used to be one of my all-time favorites. The chemistry between Lee and Clementine was still solid, but overall the characters acted so illogically, it started pulling me out of the experience. Like, I remember rescuing this couple, and out of nowhere, they threatened me saying, if you do something clever, we'll leave. I mean, what the heck? This pattern repeated with so many of the games I replayed. But then, one winter morning, I thought, why not give New Vegas another go? I was craving that Western vibe, and man, did the game blow me away all over again. This time, the story and the characters weren't just as good as I remembered, they were way better. I played through nearly every side quest, and this time I finally got around to playing the DLCs. Dead Money? Easily one of my favorite DLCs of all time. The atmosphere, the tension, it was just top tier storytelling. And then there was Old World Blues, which was so self aware with its humor, it had me laughing out loud multiple times. The whole experience was just so good. And that's when I started modding New Vegas, which led to me sharing a gameplay clip online. That clip went viral, and well, the rest is history. I still can't believe how out of nowhere this channel formed, but I owe so much to New Vegas. Not only did it give me one of the best gaming experiences of my life, but it also connected me with an amazing community. People who take the time to leave comments, suggestions, and support. It's been incredible. So, yeah, that's really it. I've been doing this for a while now, and I figured it was time to share how it all started. I don't know what the future holds, but what I've gotten because of New Vegas, it feels nothing short of a miracle.